Hey church, Pastor Josh here to bring you another encouraging message for today. As we head towards Easter Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, we're reading through some of the different instances in Jesus' life that led him down the path to the cross. Today we're going to read from Luke chapter 22, verses 39 through 44, of an instance where we see a conversation between God the Father and God the Son. Let's take a look at it. In verse 39 it says, "And he came out and went, as was his custom, to the Mount of Olives, and the disciples followed him. And when he came to the place, he said to them, 'Pray that ye may not enter into temptation.' And he withdrew from them about a stone's throw, not very far away, and he knelt down and prayed, saying, 'Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done.' And there appeared to him an angel from heaven, strengthening him. And being in agony, he prayed more earnestly. And his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down to the ground." Now, I know that if you're like me, I never like reading this story. It's hard to read because we're reading a story of a time where Jesus, our Savior, was under great distress, right? But there's something that's incredibly beautiful about this interaction that we see here in prayer between God the Father and God the Son. We see Jesus ask God the Father if he is willing to change the course of Jesus' path that he has to walk. You see, before the universe was even created, Jesus knew what the course of human history would hold for him. In his infinite foreknowledge, he was aware that mankind would sin against him before he created mankind. He was aware that mankind would never be able to pay for the sins that we committed against a holy and righteous God. And he knew before he even took on flesh, before he was born into a human family, before he went through the process of growing up like a human does, before he went through all the stuff that he had to do with dealing with religious people, but people that were not righteous but were religious, before he endured all the same things that we experience throughout life, before all of these things, Jesus knew that his life would lead to a terrible death on a cross that would have precursors of him being beaten and of him being mocked by the people that he created. He knew of the pain and the humiliation and the disrespect and the willful ignorance that he would have to endure through those moments. And this moment in the garden on the Mount of Olives is the only time where we see a hint of Jesus wanting to turn away from that path. And I wonder, in this moment right now, as we think about this, how likely would you be to continue down the path that's laid out for your life if you knew that it would lead to such horrific events for you? Not to mention that not just a path that would lead to horrific events, but you would be headed to that same path for the sake of people who were your enemies because they sinned against what you wanted for their lives. So what do these verses teach us here? I think it teaches us that Jesus was human, and therefore, because of his human side, Jesus was not looking forward to all that he was going to have to go through on the cross and the things leading up to it. We see that his humanity also means that he understands and can empathize and sympathize with our emotions and our pain that we go through in life, with the stress that we deal with and things. It also means, and this is the important one, that Jesus loved us enough to say, "Father, nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done." See, with full knowledge of what was to come, Jesus, wishing to glorify the Father above all else, with his life and with everything that he did, he willfully marched towards the cross. Even as his body, by sweating drops of blood, revolted against him in a sense because of the stress that he was feeling leading to these events. Listen, even in the midst of that, Jesus willfully went in obedience to the Father. So I want you to hear this today. I want you to be encouraged today that even though the God of the universe could have chosen to just simply stop humanity, to wipe us out of existence, to reset everything and start over with another creation if he wanted to. He has every right to do as he pleases, even though he had that right, even though he could have done it. Jesus loved you and loved me so much that he was willing to put himself aside to purchase our salvation and to offer us redemption. Now, as we head towards Easter Sunday this Sunday, let's worship, let's celebrate, let's give much glory to Jesus, the Savior of all mankind. Church, we love you very much. I can't wait to be with you on Facebook Live Sunday morning. I hope you'll tune in to worship with us, and I hope that you have a great rest of your week.
Won't you take this cup from me? Fear has stolen all my sleep. If tomorrow means my death, I pray you save their souls with this. Let the songs I sing bring joy to you. Let the words I say profess my love. Let the notes I choose be your favorite tune. And Father, let my heart be after you. And in this hour of dark I see just me. So give me strength to die myself, so love can live to tell the tale. Let the songs I sing bring joy to you. Let the words I say profess my love. Let the notes I choose be your favorite tune. And Father, let my heart be after you. And Father, let my heart be